All right. Welcome. Episode number 2, Super Spike Sessions. This is the first attempt at the World Cup. And if you joined us last week, don't expect it to be nearly as easy for me as it was last week, because it was actually a little bit easier than I expected it to be. We had a lot of fun. Only took one extra try. If you've been following along so far, in order to get an extra try at it, we got to drink a beer. So I got my trusty backpack cooler back here, full of Busch Lights, of course. And we're going to take our shot at the World Cup here. Attempt number 1. And as soon as we lose, drink a beer, start it up again. And there's also a lot going on in the volleyball world we got to talk about, too. We're just coming off 2 very important challenge events in Recife and then Saquarema, both in Brazil, both won on the men's side by Brazilians. The reason I mentioned the men's side first is if you're a USA Olympic beach volleyball fan, these challenge events are really where the rubber is going to meet the road, to steal a phrase, as far as the qualification for that second spot. So we'll talk about that a lot throughout the night here, but why don't we get going, and let's take our first attempt here at the World Circuit. And I will say this, I've never played the World Circuit, so I'm not sure where this is going to take us. I'm not sure what cities we're going to go to. I'm not sure what kind of competition we're going to face. But I expect it to be tough. Let's go ahead and say that. So let's get it going. Why not? Alrighty. Tournament singles. We're going World Cup here. We're getting ready to go. Let's pick state. Let's pick Massachusetts again. The great state of Massachusetts, where I bet the beach calls home. All right, let's get it going. All right, we're starting where we finished, in Hawaii. I guess we finished in LA against Hawaii. Now we're going to Hawaii to take on Japan. And we're going to give this a try, so let's go. It's the Hawaiian World Cup, the Waikiki. Speaking of, by the way, I should mention, the very first AVP that I ever watched happened to be AVP Hawaii, last tournament of the year, 2019. Got to see Taylor Crabb and Jake Gibb win the whole thing. It was the first time I'd ever seen them play, and it was the last time I'd ever seen them win an AVP tournament, or a tournament of any kind for that matter. So I wish I had known how lucky I was to see the bug and the spiker out of the sand. All right, let's go. Start with the big block here. Fast. Ha ha! Knew that was coming, didn't we? There we go. 1-0. All right, I gotta watch the fast up. Fast up again. Ha 2-0! Monster block. See, we knew the fast stuff was coming. We're on the world tour here. Gotta serve him tough too. That was not a good serve. 3 blocks in a row. That one's gonna be done. I'm in their heads. In their heads. You gotta love the beautiful surf in the background, scenic sands of Waikiki. All right, I gotta get some heat on this serve here. My serving is terrible. 3 blocks to start the match. 4-0! Monster block! Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. I just serve deep middle every time. Oh, okay. You hit that one right through me. I was right there, too. All right, my passing's got to get better. That's where I think I have some room for improvement. Gimme again. Uh-oh. These guys are good. Oh, I was a little late in the block. 4-2. These guys are good. We got some fast stuff here. Can I get over there in time now? Yeah, knocked him right over. 5-2. Guys, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. Also, I'm wearing, see on the camera there, my Sandcast hat tonight in honor of the boys. Trying came with 2 good tournaments in a row. Maybe not the exact results they needed, but got 1/5. That's a good one for them. And from what I'm seeing, it looks like the lead American men's doubles team, the youngster Miles Partain and Andy Benish. Quick. Oh! Oh no! Oh, trying to get fancy. Trying to pull an Andy Benish and Miles Partain there. Going to be on the Sandcast tomorrow, so make sure you go check that out. Spotify, YouTube, all platforms. Should be a really good one. I'm looking forward to that one. Straight down! Super spike! 7-4. Here we go. I really need to stop serving through the middle. All right, they're starting to hit around me a little bit there. Starting to hit around me. We got this. We're good. We're good. Bad timing there. Bad timing there. Here we go. I adjusted my microphone. Man, out of system right now, everybody. Out of system. Uh-oh. All right, we'll get it back here. Take me out wide. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. 7-7. Got it. Beautiful dig. There we go. Come get some. Straight down. In. Yeah. Great call, ref. All right, I got to learn how to serve left and right here. Uh-oh. Oh, I got up. I think it was out. Was it out? Yeah, I got my hands on it, though. All right, here we go. Great dig. Fast. Oh, they're ready for it. Uh-oh. Get it. Oh, no. We're right in this. We are right in this. No stress here. Beautiful dig. Oh, my timing is garbage. Get him line. Thank you. Oh, I'm way. Oh, I got very lucky. He went angle. Oh, that was lucky. All right, here we go. We really got to start working on this. All right, let's serve to along the right side here. Let's see if we can do that. All right, so that's just deep. All right, there's always more angle. He knows that. He's professional. Japan. All right, 10-10. Game to 5. We got this. Right in this. The underdogs from Massachusetts against Japan. I'm not worried. Are you? All right, he's going heavy angle. I got to guard take more angle away. That's on me. That's on me. Oh, it's the ice cream. Oh, no. It's a bad time to do that. 10-12. Down 2. All right, here we go. We got to get in it. All right, great up there. Great up. Oh, no. Bad timing. I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble. See? I know he's going to angle on it. Oh! I got to block that. I got to block that. I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. We are on tilt right now. Oh, they get the fast stuff, too. Angle. He's going angle. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And I wasn't there. All right. It's our first match point. Let's fight this one off. Oh, it's not going to happen that way. This has been pathetic. Angle. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Sad. Sad look. All right. First match down. 15-10. I thought we played well. Got to work on our timing. Just gave away 2 or 3 side outs there. Can't be doing that. 2 or 3 side outs. Cannot be doing that. I got this new backpack cooler. Right there. Name engraved in it. Just got it for all my groomsmen as groom's party gifts, and figured I'd get myself one at the same time. Anyways, want to remind you, if you're watching this, it does help us out, help me out, if you both like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get notifications so that any time that we're going live, it notifies you. I usually will let you know well in advance, but we do some live streams, some live watch-alongs for Elite 16s and challenge events, and when the AVP comes around here. Huntington Beach, only about, I think, 6 weeks away, late May. First AVP tournament of the year. And as I said, Sandcast, gave them a shout-out. You hear me talk about them all the time. They're a spectacular product over there. I was listening to Kyle Friend and Tim Brewster on the pod last week, talking about how important the tournaments are this year. So the way the leagues is set up, if you win one of the three main tournaments, I think they're called the Heritage Series or whatever the heck they're calling them, formerly Gold Series events. You win one of those, and you're automatically into that 8-team league. After those three, the next 5 theoretically get in via points. So, if you have one bad tournament, I think they take 2 of your best 3. So that's obviously 4 teams that are going for the Olympics. If you have a scheduling conflict and you have to miss one of the 3 tournaments, there aren't too many conflicts this year, which is good. But if you do have to miss one, they take 2 of your best 3 as far as 2 of your best 3 points results of those 3 tournaments. So for a team like Tim Brewster and Kyle Friend, who I think on the pod said they were 12th right now on points as a team on the AVP point system, they're looking to try to get in the top 8. So every single tournament's huge for them because they play 3, they drop their worst, and if they get top 8, they get top 8, which is great. Another thing there to remember is that what am I trying to say here? They do have wild cards too. So for that exact situation, say one of the teams that's looking to qualify for the Olympics can't make a tournament, sits one out for some reason or another, doesn't technically qualify top 8 either via a win of a tournament or via points, they will wild card them in. So you can see that maybe going to an Alex in April, although I think we have seen that they are going to play on the AVP Tour this year, which was a pretty recent announcement, which is going to be pretty cool to see them back on the sands of the AVP. Or if it's Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss, or if it's a Kelly Chang and Sarah Hughes, just getting the number of beers counter updated there, and they don't get the points for whatever reason, or they don't win the tournament, which I think they will because there's no conflicts, but if they're trying to make the Olympics, that's their ultimate goal, they'll get wild-carded in. So AVP tournaments, the top or the 3 main ones this year are going to be very high leverage for that exact reason. These teams are trying to make the league. So to go back to my long-winded original point, we do hop on live streams occasionally, spur of the moment if there's a big tournament going on, a big match going on. So if you do like and subscribe, you will get notifications. And if you get the notifications, then we go live. You get the notification, you can hop on. So that also helps us too. Gets us likes, gets us subscribes. And you can hop on the chat too at any time. If you're watching live along, you can chat with me. I'll try to answer any questions I can. So, while I'm drinking this first beer and getting ready to retry Japan, we can talk a little bit goings-on the World Tour. If you are a reader of my blog, and I appreciate that very much if you are, talking points this week, we had a bunch. Grab bag of an episode. First off, let's talk Cuba. The Cuban men's team, as I said, admittedly, they were not high on my radar a few weeks ago. Noslin Diaz Amaro and Jorge Luis Aleo Moliner were absolutely spectacular. 2 straight weeks in Brazil, 2 silver medals in a row, and in the finals against George and Andre in Saquarema just a couple of days ago. As I said, one of the funnest matches I've seen in a while. 3 sets. They had 3 match point opportunities to win the gold. And I called it the play of the tournament. Cuba waits until 12-12, third set in the finals, to bust out a jump set. Nobody saw it coming. The commentator didn't see it coming. excuse me, I don't know her name. She's spectacular right there on VBTV. Great product over there, so make sure you go check that out. But the Cuban men's team, they were high on the list of potential qualifiers via that NORCECA Continental Cup. So we've talked about it a lot. We'll talk about it more later on. But 24 teams per gender make the Olympics. The host country gets a team, so there'll be one French men's and one French women's team. Possibility for two French women's teams if they qualify one via points. Then you have 5 Continental Cup. So you have NORCECA, which is the North America, and you get South America, Europe, and there's 2 others. It's Asia, Africa, some combination of those 2. Probably just those 2, actually. And then you have 1 from the World Championships. So basically, you're looking at your top 17 via points. Cuba was not on my radar to qualify via points, and it's probably still a long shot that they would. But 2 silvers in a row in a challenge event certainly bumps them way up on the list of contenders for that. We'll look a little bit later on tonight at the current ranking systems, current ranking points for the men's and for the women's. But the Cubans were on my radar as somebody that could go into that NORCECA Cup and probably beat a Canadian team of Sam Schachter and Dan Deering. I think they're probably the leaders in the clubhouse to win that. The USA, obviously, probably, almost definitely at this point, I should say definitely at this point, will qualify 2 teams. So they will not be able to qualify a 3rd team via that cup. That's not how it works. So the leaders in the house to, if you're looking at odds to win that NORCECA Continental Cup berth to the Olympics, it's this Cuban team, it's the Canadian team that I just mentioned, and probably Mexican men's team. That's probably your top 3 for odds. And I think right now it's Cuba, so I think there's a decent chance you do see Cuba. And speaking of that NORCECA, we have a North American or a USA qualification for that tournament coming up on Friday, which is big, and it's not big for the berth reason, but it's big because that NORCECA does have the same point system, or about the same points from what I heard on Sandcast today, as a challenge event with not as good competition. So for teams like Trevor and Theo, for teams like Chase and Miles, for teams like Try and Came, it's an awesome opportunity to get on the podium with a little bit less, stiff competition and to get some serious, challenge equal points to lead them into the qualification. So I'm talking a lot about the men's right now because the women's side's all but locked up. We haven't seen Kelly and Sarah since the Elite 16 in Doha. We haven't seen TKN since the Elite 16 in Doha. We will see them both in Tepic come here the end of April. They are both right now on the entry list for that tournament. Kelly and Sarah, the 2 seed in that right now, TKN the 3 seed. And if you look at that entry list for that Elite 16, it's all the teams you expect: Anna Patricia and Duda, Barbara and Carol, Mel and Brandy, Stam and Schoon, Zhu and Gia from China, who have been playing very good volleyball as of late in Brazil. Germany's Mueller and Tillman, Switzerland's #1 team, Italy's #1 team, Guattardi and Menengardi, which I think are a great odds favorite to podium in the Olympics. We're going to come out with an updated Olympic odds here in a week or 2. And, if you look at the numbers, they're probably 6, 7, 8 in odds. And I think that's probably going to be great value for you because they're a team that's on the rise, and they're a team that's on the rise, quickly and effectively. And it's incredible there to see Laura Ludwig and Louisa Lippmann in the 11th spot already. I talked about them in the blog this past week. No surprise to see Laura Ludwig back. 2016 gold medalist. I think I saw this would be her 5th or 6th Olympics if she qualifies for it. And based on what she's done in Brazil over the last 2 weeks, right now, it's more likely than not that they will make the Olympics this year. So they called her Europe's most decorated player in an article that I was reading this past week. And Laura Ludwig and Louisa Lippmann, who didn't have a great 2023 opening to the quad. Their best result was a 3rd at European Championships. They were not able to get on the podium at a beach tour event. They took a 5th at a challenge in Edmonton and then 3 straight 5ths in Elite 16s. And then they back on the podium in Saquarema, securing a silver against China's Shen Zhu and Gina Jia. Germany took them to 3 sets, and it was just another excellent match for them. And they're going to be 4th in the main draw in the challenge event in Guadalajara next weekend. So Laura Ludwig is back. She'll be back in the Olympics, and more likely than not, and she'll be a fun one to watch there. We'll talk more about this as we go on throughout the night, but I think it's time to take another attempt at Japan. 1 beer down, 1 extra try earned. Let's see what we can do. All right, Coach, what do we need? I think timing. Timing really hurt us on that one. A couple of missed passes, but for the most part, it was our timing on our hitting. I think our blocking was good. I think they like to take angle. I think we learned that. So let's see if we can get past Japan here in the Hawaii Waikiki Invitational. All right, here goes. We got this. Also, I really need to... I want to learn how to serve that line. Up button, I guess. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh, okay. Wasn't there for the block, but I hit into the net. We're good. 1 love. All right, I know how to guard line now. Ooh, it's hard for me, though. Uh-oh. Tricky. All right, we got this. Here we go. 1 good pass. Let's go do some quick stuff. I bet on the early stuff. Let's take that line. Oh, that was it. That was it again. I'm jumping too early. I think I said it last week. It's the exact same thing I do when I'm playing real volleyball. Again. 2 twice already in this match. Alright, at least I got a block there. Saved it. That's it, Coach. You just gotta learn how to... Okay, alright. I actually don't mind that. I was in the right place, just a little bit late in the block. Great dig. Out. Give me an out. Yeah, that was a great swing. Can't fight with him on that one. Okay. All right. 3-5. We're still in this. Out. Oh, wow. We got lucky there. Guarding him cross, but didn't quite pick it up, did I? Nice pass. Didn't even move for that one. All right, I'm learning to hit some line there. All right, we're learning here. Ups and downs have a pretty big effect on where the ball goes. Who would have thought? Take it right down! Monster block! Here we go! 6 up! New game! Here we go. Oh, I can do short serves. Oh, I was there too. These guys love hitting that angle. I'm going to start serving them line, just eating up the angle. That's what we're going to start doing here. That wide. Oh no! I don't know what I did wrong there. Hit the wrong buttons, obviously. Okay. Alright, quick, just figure out what button to hit. Sorry about that, everybody. That's on me. Alright, and now my timing's messed up because I'm concerned about not hitting the right buttons. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Guys, this is not pretty. This is not pretty right now. One for the confidence. There we go. One for the confidence. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, things are not going well. Things are not going well. Take me alive. Oh, jeez. This is getting ugly. This is getting ugly. 12-6. 12-6. Oh, they're just funny serving me now, too. I'm not even worried about me. I kind of angle. I was there! Oh, no. I'm going to drink a lot of beers tonight, I think. Right up. Straight up. Okay. Aiming where I hit the ball, although it's taking more of my brain power. This is the time to learn it. I got by in the American Cup just with base skill. But now I need to learn the tricks. So there's going to be some growing pains. Like that. It's a great example of the growing pains. All right, let's find our way back into this. Okay. Didn't think I was gonna give up yet, did ya? Nice cold Busch Light, and we'll go for a third try here. Nobody said it was gonna be easy. This is these are the formative moments in a dynasty, you know? You gotta take your knocks. You gotta take your knocks. Anyways, let's talk some volleyball while I'm drinking our Busch Light here. 80 points. 80 points was one of the taglines in my blog this week. And again, I hope you checked it out. And I hope you do continue to check it out, betthebeach.com. Recaps of the challenge events, previews, bet slips. We do a lot of odds to win, odds to podium now is something we just added on Bet the Beach. If you follow me on Instagram, try to post our bet slips there also. But 80 points I wrote as one of my taglines for my grab bag this week in the blog. And what I mean by 80 points is that's the number of points now that separates the American number 2 team from the American number 3 team. Trevor Crabb, Theo Brunner, currently here. I'll pull up the. Let me pull it up for you. Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner right now for the USA sitting there in the number 10 Olympic qualification spot with 7,320 points. 15 results for the USA. Evans and Budinger currently only 2 spots back with 16 tournaments played, 7,240 points. So there's 80-point difference, and that is a large result of what's happened here over the course of the last 2 challenge events in Brazil. So Crabb and Brunner took a 9th in Recife and a 19th in Saquarema, and Miles and Chase took a 4th and a 5th. Both very usable results for them. And Crabb and Brunner, 9th and 19th, not going to use either of those results. So their Olympic point numbers don't change at all, while Chase and Miles only add to their points. So, and I think, here, maybe I can play this for you here. One of my plays of the tournament from Saquarema last week was a round of 16 match against Norway's second team in Mol and Berntsen. And the hustle on this play from Miles Evans is worth another look. So let me see if I can show it to you.
Makes amends this time, but oh, what a pickup from Evans. Can he be kept alive? Oh, he can. Oh, Evans is so quick to pick it up. Can they steal the point? No. Mol's there. Oh, they can. No, they can't.
So that's one of those clips where you're watching it, and I try to pull the best clips from you, get them up on Instagram. All courtesy of VBTV, let me remind you. Make sure you subscribe to VBTV. I mean, if you're watching this, then you're a beach volleyball fan. And if you're a beach volleyball fan, you got to get VBTV. Everything pretty much but the AVP is on there. indoor from Italy, all across Europe, the Big Ten volleyball. Anyways, this isn't an ad, but VBTV, I steal your content from my Instagram, so the least I can do is give you a shout out here, and I try to always there. Anyways, when I'm trying to pull clips from a tournament, and I see a great point like this develop, I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is a great point. And you also think, well, the team that you're trying to highlight, you'd love to win the point. In this case, you end up with Miles Evans and Hendrik Mol in a joust to end the point, and that's not a fight that Miles Evans is going to win a lot of the time. However, just a ridiculous point by Miles Evans. I heard Travis Merwitter on his road to Paris today talking about Miles Evans, and I thought he made a couple of good points, as he always does. Miles Evans, I think, was a guy that people weren't sure was ready to be there and compete effectively on this level. I think they had given Chase a lot of the respect for that duo. One of the things I was talking about a couple of days ago with my now wife, we talk about volleyball all the time, is Chase's ability to go up and looks like he's going full angle, and he just does that cross body, like no look down the line. And it's a shot. I don't know if it comes from his basketball career or what it is, but you don't see it a lot, and it is super effective in the side-out game. So Chase has been great, but Miles Evans has been equally good defending behind the block of Chase Budinger. And I'm not sure if I said it on Instagram, so if I don't have the receipts, you don't have to believe me. However, when we went into this race here in 2024, after 2023, and Chase and Miles were a good couple hundred points behind Trevor and Theo, and everybody's looking at Trevor and Theo with the pedigree. Trevor's never made an Olympics, was asked to fill in for Jake Gibb before Tri-Born eventually did in 2020 when Taylor Crabb got COVID. But Trevor and Tri were just points behind Jake and Taylor for qualifying for 2020 in Tokyo. So Trevor has been around for a while. He has been in the mix for a long time. And Theo Brunner, of course, has been, right in that conversation for Olympic qualification for 2 or 3 quads here. So a couple of guys that really had the pedigree, and besides, Tri-Born and Came Shock, as far as pedigree goes, they were the pick, and then they had the results. They had a great 2023, and they came into 2024 with a nice little lead. And I looked at that lead, and I looked how Chase and Miles are playing, and I said, I think they've got a race here. I think this is more than a done deal. Now, I'll say this. In Saquarema, pool play, final round, Trevor and Theo need a win to advance into probably the round of 18. Lucky losers. I don't know which one they would have gone into, to be honest with you. I think it was lucky losers they were looking for it out of that pool. And they're playing the eventual winners in George and Andre, who were spectacular all tournament long. So that's a really, really nasty draw. You look at that, what I say was a 19th for them. Yeah, because they didn't make the round of team. So Trevor and Theo get a 19th, but they get knocked out by George and Andre. So then Tri and Came, they do make, I think they made that lucky loser. It was the 18, the round of 18. Tri and Came go up against who? George and Andre. Put together a good match. Like I said, Tri and Came have been playing very good volleyball, and I think they've really improved their game. I heard Travis talking about it. He's coaching them now about how they've learned how to talk to each other better and work better as a team. They're both great players, so you knew that wasn't the problem. But so Tri and Came go up against George and Andre in the round of 18. They get knocked out. So now George and Andre in Brazil in a challenge event, probably like the 4th or 5th best team in the world right now, have knocked out 2 of the 3 USA men's teams. And who do they face in the round of 16 but Chase Budinger and Miles Evans? And, that's a tough one. Chase and Miles ultimately take a 5th. So I guess so that was not the round of 16. That was the quarterfinals against George and Andre. I remember watching that game and thinking, man, if Chase and Miles can win this one and have a shot at the podium, we have a chance to tie this race up. Instead, they dropped to George and Andre. They took a 5th, and we're 80 points away. So we have that Norseca coming up. That's going to be big points. Both teams, I believe, are on the entry list for Guadalajara. Let's check that out right now. Yep, right there. You got Trevor and Theo are the 2 seed in the challenge event in Guadalajara coming up here in 2 weeks, week and a half away from now. And Miles Evans and Chase Budinger are currently number 9 seeds. So they're in the main draw of that challenge event in Guadalajara. And if you look at the qualifiers, I'm sure you're going to see Triborn and Came Shock there, and they are the number 7 seed in the qualifiers. So they got to win a couple of matches in order to get into that main draw, and they really, 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 really need to, because if they do not, they are going to have real trouble getting into the next Elite 16 in Tepic, Mexico. Their current entry points have them missing the qualifiers in Tepic, Mexico. I think they probably still will miss those. The entry points don't turn over that quickly, so Try and Came need some podiums consistently now from here on out the rest of the way. So that race for the number 2 spot in the men's side is probably the most interesting Olympic qualification race going right now. Switzerland's women, they got 3 teams for 2 spots, and they're all very, very close, and the 2 and 3 spots are sisters on different teams fighting for that 2nd spot, so that's a good one. Brazil's federation is pretty much all but locked up. Travis talked about that on his Road to Paris series today, but that's pretty much been a done deal for a little while in my mind. George and Andre, Evandro and Arthur are your 2 men's teams, and Andy Patricia Duda, and then Barbara and Carol winning that Elite 16 in Doha to start the season off. You know, they put any question of the 3 or the 4 teams lapping them there. So Brazil's federation's pretty much all locked up. The women's for the U.S. is all but locked up. The Canadian women's is going to be a fun one to watch. Mel and Brandy are in. No questions there. But now you have 2 teams in Sarah Pavin and Molly McBain playing some good volleyball right now. And then Heather Bansley and Sophie Bukovic, I believe, took a 3rd or a 2nd they took in Recife, I believe. Anyways, a great result for them there in Recife. And now you really got a 2-team race. Let's actually take a look at that real quick. Women's current Olympic standings. Right now, the last team in for the women's is Sarah Pavin and Molly McBain. And Heather Bansley and Sophie Bukovic, I think, they're not on this list here, but I think you're probably talking only about 10 spots behind them. So they have a pretty reasonable chance to qualify as well. What I did on these 2, and if you go to the blog, you might have a better chance of seeing it and spending some time with it, was I took the current Olympic rankings from FIVB.com, and I'll link to that too in the description here, so you can get there pretty quickly. But what I did to make it a little easier for you is they use letters on the sides to say, qualified spot, T for not enough tournaments played. That's confusing. So what I did for you was I highlighted everybody that is currently qualifying for an Olympic spot in yellow. What I didn't worry about was teams that had, 10, 11 tournaments. There weren't any of them on the women's side. There were a couple of those on the men's side, like Miles and Andy for the USA. Don't currently have enough tournaments. Highlight them. They're going to get the tournaments in, so it's not going to matter. So the yellow means you're qualifying for Olympic spot via points. Blue highlighter on the men's and the women's. For the women, it's Kelly Chang and Sarah Hughes. For the men, it's the Czechs, Andrzej Peruzic and David Schweiner. Those are your world champs, gold medalists, so they earn an automatic bid. Highlighted red teams are country quota. So you can see there you have 1, 2, 3 Brazilian teams that are missing just due to country quota that would qualify via points. And you have 1 women's team from the U.S., Scholes and Flint, that would qualify but aren't via country quota. And then you have the Switzerland team and now the German team in Ittinger and Borger, who are going to miss it now, at least at the moment, because of Laura Ludwig and Louisa Lippmann's recent performance. And then I drew a nice red line there so you can see where the cutoff is on points, and that'll give you an idea of the points qualification races for both the men's and the women's. Anyways, we can talk more about this in a little bit, but I think first we should go back to the shores of Hawaii. We should march our Massachusetts legs out onto that sand, and we should take on Japan. It's going to be attempt number 3 of the night in episode 2 of the World Cup. So let's go ahead and give it another try. Beers, 2 extra tries. Let's give this a go, huh? Alright, I'm feeling it. What do we gotta do? We gotta work on our timing, work on our blocks. Alright, so we're gonna serve them close, and then we're gonna take angle. And we just gotta remember, hit the right buttons, too. That always helps. Short serve. Oh no! I can't leave these guys on block. I gotta start reading them a little better. They must have a tell. You guys use a tell. What do you know with that? I would love to know what that tell is for these guys. Oh! Oh! Look at that line shot! Woohoo! That was intentional too. How about that, huh? Yeah, see, they even go faster from the 10-foot line. It's not based on where they start from. Quick. Shoot. Oh, I almost got back up for it. I'm so early that I almost have an opportunity to jump a second time. It's not usually good to know. I'm not guarding my angle. All right, 2-3. Here we go. That's not a... Oh, my God. See, it's little mistakes like that that I really need to cut out. All right, we're in a hole again here. We're in a hole again here. All right, we knew this wasn't going to be easy. I was there that time. Oh, guys. This is not going well, guys. A lot of time to talk volley tonight, though. That's good. A lot going on, at least. Unbelievable. Beers aren't helping either. This is going very, very poorly. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. What is going on? Oh, guys, this is going... I'm falling apart. I'm absolutely falling apart. It's like I forgot what all the buttons were. Alright, feels good to see one hit the sand. Feels good to see one hit the sand. Line shot. Peel. Alrighty. Well, you know what? Consider this practice. That's the Ludwig right there. I got Ludwig those on too. Oh, he jumped early. Let's go. All right, 5:14. Here, let's make a run. My blocking is just that's it? Boy, that happened quickly. Boy, that happened quickly. That was the worst one yet. Leave the sad music on here for a minute. I deserve it. What do you think? Do we think we should go again? 45 minutes in? No free ads. Bush Light. Let me know. betthebeach@gmail.com. I'll get paid in Bush Light. All right, so this isn't going well. Kind of as I might have expected. I never claimed to be good at this game. I think we might have gotten our hopes up a little bit because we had such a good first week in the American circuit, but the competition has leveled up. This is like going from an AVP Tour Series event to an Elite 16. That's basically what I've done here today, and it is not going well. But luckily, I got a few other things to show you. I was prepared for this. So, same thing we were just talking about. This is your current men's Olympic rankings as of April 1st, 2024, 1 day ago following the second challenge event of the season in Saquarema, Brazil. 10 Olympic qualification events are scheduled in 2024 before the Olympic qualification window closes in early June, the last of those being in Ostrava. We are 2 challenge events into those 10, and we are 1 Elite 16. The next challenge event is in Guadalajara, Mexico, coming up here in about 9 days. Qualifiers start probably on Thursday of next week. And then Tepic, I believe, is the week after. I can tell you that here in just a second. Elite 16. Nope, not what I wanted. April 18th. So that would be a week after Guadalajara. So Guadalajara is next weekend. Tepic would be the following weekend. So in any case, your men's qualifications for Olympics are up on your screen right there. Let's talk Anders Mol for a minute. Huge news on Instagram. Earlier this week, Anders Mol suffering a fracture in his foot. I don't know if it was his left foot or his right foot. Not that it matters terribly. Went to get surgery immediately, like within, I think, 24 hours. Successful surgery. Went back to Norway to talk to his team about it. They are hoping to have him ready for the Paris Olympics. I think I don't see any reason why. What do I know? I'm not a doctor. I have no idea. I'll say this: the tone and tenor of his Olympic posts or of his Instagram posts about it would indicate that he is hopeful that he's going to be able to play in Paris. It would be huge news if they were not able to play, and that would be a real bummer too, because the Beach Volley Vikings have been the number 1 team in the world since 2018, maybe, and won the gold, obviously, in Tokyo a couple of years ago, have been the best team on tour, although I've said a couple of times, I think the Swedes are really nipping at their heels. And I think that the next best team in the world is going to go to Sweden here sometime over the course of the next 1 to 2 to 3 years, and maybe Paris, France. 3-4 months from now is the time when that torch gets passed. excuse the pun there, the Olympic belt or the beach volleyball best in the world belt gets passed from Norway to Sweden. But right now, I think you have to say it's still Mol and Sarum. And if Anders Mol is not able to play in the Paris Olympics, it'd be really quite a bummer because he's the best in the world at what he does, has been for a very long time, and it'd be really sad to see him miss Paris because of an injury like that. Excuse me, drinking 3 Busch Lights in 45 minutes. Gonna give me a little bit of the burps. Anyways, your teams, again, highlighted in yellow, are the teams that currently qualify. Ehers and Wickler of Germany are your number 3 spot. George and Andre, 4 spot. Kotofava and Nikolai, your 5 spot. I'm going to say this, too, about Nikolai and Kotofava for Italy. That's a quiet number 5 spot in the world. I mean, they had a great season last year. I don't know that they had many finishes better than 3rd. I can actually look that up for you in a minute here. Let me see if I can find that for you. If I can do that without messing this thing up here any. But yeah, very quiet 5th in the world, I would say, for Nikolai and Kotofava. Let's pull that up right now. 2 Elite 16 silvers in 2023, so not correct by me there, and 1 bronze challenge. So no Elite 16 golds, no Elite 16 bronze, no challenge golds, no challenge silvers. But they did that 2, so that's where all their points are coming from. The 2 Elite 16 silver medals for Nikolai and Kotofava in 2023, and nothing yet in 2024 for them. So that's where those points come from. We talked about Evandro and Arthur. They're potentially my favorite team, my favorite non-American team at the moment, I would say. I may have relayed the story last week to you guys, but my wife and I were in Montreal for the Elite 16 last August, and I got to see Evandro play up close. They were playing Qatar, and you could tell the character of the guy, from 30 feet away. He's dapping it up with the referees. He's, joking around with Sharif and Ahmed before the match, and he's a fun guy to watch play. He's kind of a performer a little bit. He gets into it, really enjoys the moment. He's massive. I think he had like 37 aces. Travis Merward was saying on Sandcast last week. 37 aces in a tournament, which is more than the number 2 and number 3 combined, which is just ridiculous. So he's probably, well, let me think about it. Non-USA favorite teams. Well, I will always love Adrian Karambula. I think, again, Sandcast, excuse me if I quote them a lot, but they're probably one of the only real good fan resources if you want to get into casual beach volleyball. They're just spectacular. In any case, Rangieri and Karambula, well, Rangieri comes out and plays in the 4s out in California with the American boys, which I thought was awesome, and he's huge, and he's fun to watch. Adrian Karambula, Mr. Skyball, fiery as anybody. And it was on Sandcast where Travis Merward relayed a story where the Italian Federation kind of abandoned him. And the Italian Federation decided that they were going to back Kotofava and Nikolai, and they were going to back Lupo and Rossi for their 2 big teams. They kind of left Karambula out of the mix, and Karambula said, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyways. So he teamed up with Alex Rangieri, and currently number 15 in the team in the world, currently qualifying. They've been out of the mix here in the first Elite 16. I did see that they are on the entry list for the Guadalajara Challenge event. Let me confirm that because I want to make sure I'm not lying to you guys there. Yeah, right there. Alex Rangieri and Adrian Karambula are carrying the 5 seed in the challenge event. So watch out. You actually have a loaded challenge event here. You got Bormans and DeGroot, Trevor and Theo, Brouwer and Mewison. So as far as the Netherlands go, a lot's going to be decided here in the challenge event here coming up next weekend. And then Rangieri Karambula are in there. You have Brazil's top 3 teams, although I think that federation is all but done. Miles and Chase are in there, the Cuban team that I was telling you all about. England, the Bayo brothers are spectacular. You get to see Ukraine play a little bit. So you got just an absolutely loaded challenge event, which is not always the case when you get a challenge event early in the season like that. So pretty cool to see there. But back to the men's. So I'm saying my favorite teams is what we were just talking about. Rangier and Karambula, probably always going to be the team I root for the most. Then Evandro and Arthur. I do love Sharif and Ahmed. And I think I'm probably going to be a CUBA guy now. I think the last 2 events in Brazil have turned me. I think I'm a pro CUBA team now. And besides USA, who will always be my number one rooting interest, I think those are the guys I'm going to be looking for. So what else we got? Any questions for me in the chat? Nothing there yet. Yeah, I think we're in for a couple of good weeks of international volleyball. Like I said, the races are starting to come to fruition here. Really, if you want to include Try and Came in there still, I think you should. I've been on that bandwagon all along. I'm a big Tri-Born fan. We were at the AVP Chicago Labor Day weekend, me and a few of my friends, and we're sitting in the beer garden. We have about 15 empty Kona Big Waves on the table, and Try and came over and dapped us up and hung out for a few minutes. And Try's a guy that I've been listening to for years on Sandcast, and he doesn't know me, never met me, and for him to just come over and hang out for a minute and chat it up. You can just tell the character of the guy. He's a cool guy. So he's a guy that I've always rooted for, and I still will root for, and I hope that the two of them can put it together. Because honestly, like Try is, as far as if you're just ranking individual players for the United States, as far as the best players in the United States right now, he's got to be top 3, 4, maybe. Just right now, not talking about his entire career, but right now, I do still think he is in top 4. I think you probably right now have to put Miles and Andy at the top. Miles is only going to continue to get better, and same with Andy, honestly. But because of what they've been able to do, I'm not sure that it would be fair to not have them there. And then I'm always going to be a Bug guy. He kind of took this quad off. I think him and Sander kind of dabbled a little bit and kind of decided that they were going to just continue to get better and play for 2028 in LA. I saw Sander talking on Instagram recently about the fact that that is definitely something they're kind of looking at as a potential, route for them to go, the Taylors. So I think you probably go Miles, Andy, Taylor, Try, and I think you could probably mix those 4 up. Trevor Crabb would be very mad at me if he heard this. So I can't see that he's, and he's gonna say, well, he's better than Try. He's gonna say he's better than his brother. He's gonna say he's better than Miles and Andy. That's who Trevor Crabb is. And I think that's fair, and I think that's, you love to see that in a guy. I think he's probably not in my top 4, my Rushmore. He's probably just outside of it. He's probably number 5. And to not go to Chase or Miles right after that. I mean, Theo Brunner would have been on my list, but he is, he's getting on a little bit. This is definitely his last quad. I think he's not as bouncy as he once was, maybe. And I think he might even tell you that. And Cam Shock the same. He's a great defender. When I watch him and Try play right now, I don't see the Cam Shock that I used to see. The guy who played for the Canadian Federation a couple of quads ago. But time does that to us all. So I think that's probably if you go in top 5, I think you put Trevor in there, and then it's everybody else after that. So Chase and Miles, maybe Chase and Miles 6 and 7, Theo 8, Came 9, something like that. And there's probably a lot of guys that I'm not thinking about at the moment. I'm trying to think about AVPs, the teams that are just in that next level. You know, Logan Weber and Hagen Smith, a couple of really good players there. Kyle Friend, Tim Brewster, that's a great team. Evan Corey, would be up there as far as the men go. So yeah, I think top 5. It's it's Miles, Andy, it's Try, it's Taylor, in some order, and then it's Trevor number 5. I think is how I'd put it right now. All right, we're gonna do one more attempt at this. So let's get that beer counter updated, and we'll get it to 3, and I'll finish this third one here before we get going. And we are at just over an hour, so this is going to be our last attempt at taking on the World Cup. Now, will it be a disappointment if we aren't able to get past one single round in the World Cup tonight? Well, let's talk about it. Did I expect to get past one round? Yes, I did. Did I expect to go much further? Probably not. I told you I'm not a big gamer. I'm learning this game just like you guys are. I'm right here with you, just of seeing this all for the first time. So, plus, honestly, I'm not going to say do this on purpose, but these little breaks, get to have a beer, get to hang out, talk to you about some beach volleyball. It's not the worst thing in the world. So, one thing I forgot to talk about is Tina Gradina and Anastasia Samoilova of Latvia, the women's team. They were a team that I think going into last year I had ranked super high. I said this is a top 5 team in the world, edge of top 5, 6, 7, 8. Admittedly, I had seen Tina Gradina play and win an AVP. It wasn't a gold series, but it was whatever their high level was that wasn't a gold series, but not a tour series a couple years ago in Fort Lauderdale. I got to see that in person. My wife and I went down there. Hot tournament down there in Fort Lauderdale. And I think she won that with Haley Harward and USC buddies there. And I said, holy crap, this girl's the real deal. She's one of the best in the world. Forget it. And I think I may have been a little bit early on that train. And 2023, they kind of middled a little bit. They struggled a little bit. And in 2024, they just took over. I think they took a silver in Recife. Either way, whatever their result was in Recife was a huge result for them. And they followed it up with a 5th or somewhere in the middle of the pack there in Saquarema. So they have moved themselves into a position now where they are, they're in the Olympics, which is awesome because I think they're a team that, like a lot of the teams we talked about, are only getting better. So I just wanted to lastly mention the Latvian women's team. They're a ton of fun to watch. Tina Gradina is amazing at the net, just a huge block there. And I was talking about the best blockers on the women's side. And is she, in the top 4 or 5 yet? I don't think so, but she's just outside of it. You got Anna Patricia in that conversation. You have Brandy, of course, in that conversation. And you got a couple others that I think are probably, of course, Taryn Cloth is in that conversation. But I think Tina's probably in your, 5, 6, 7, 8 as far as blockers in the world go right now. So I think they're going to be a fun team to watch come the Olympics here in a couple months. All right, beer count is 3. 3 extra tries. Let's win around here. All right, I'm gonna really get into this time. Timing, fundamentals. I'm gonna stop trying to serve all the plays. I'm gonna start trying to hit all the plays. I'm just trying to hit my spots, be in the right place at the right time. What do you think? Give it a go. Massachusetts, World Cup in Hawaii versus Japan. Excuse me. All right, we're not going to miss any serves this time. Alright, hold on. We got an issue. I think we have a battery issue. Hold on. Hold. Don't move. All right. So, I'm not going to say that my struggles in that last game were due to a bad battery. I am going to say that they probably were. All right, we're having trouble. We got to restart here. We're going to restart here. We are going to restart here because we're having response time issues on the controller, and I think that's the result, or that is to blame for at least my serves being a problem. All right. All right. We don't need to drink an extra beer for that one, right? It's only 3 points. You have to trust me. You trust me, right? Let's go. Don't need this right now. Come on. Having controller issues here tonight, guys. That's all right. We'll get this thing fixed. Some might say, maybe don't buy a janky retro video game console through Instagram. I am not one of those people that would say that. I think it was the right move. Yeah, we got a battery issue. We have a battery issue, folks. This is probably not the most riveting content of all time. If I can't get this to work right now, we will call it a day. Yeah, not working. All right, we're going to call it. A little disappointed that we didn't get a third attempt at it, but I'm worried that if I use this controller, it's going to continue to frustrate me. Yeah, this controller's laggy as hell. So my one controller is laggy, and my other controller won't work. All right, that's it. We're going to call it. We will be back again next Tuesday. I will figure out a way to get these controllers working correctly. I hope you enjoyed hanging out. What's up next for Bet the Beach? Got our blog coming next week. That'll probably be updated bet slips for odds to make the Olympics. I think it's time we put one of those out. And then we'll do a little preview of the Guadalajara Challenge coming up here in a week or two. Anyways, thank you guys very much for joining us. Sorry that we had a little technical difficulties with the game system working out here at the end of the night. But I appreciate you hanging out, and we will see you again next week. Thanks a lot.